Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Miss and welcome to my Magistus deck profile. So before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And yeah, so as you can see, I actually decided to mix them up with Dragma cards. The reason for that is because they are spellcasters, so we're already off to a great start. They allow you to kind of put just more pressure on your opponents. I guess on your opponent. That's it. You can deal more damage, you can interrupt more. And there's just nice synergy because all of your monsters can technically be turned into a Link 1, so you always have a monster that is summonable from the extra deck. So Ecclesia is never really breaking in your hand. If you draw like this and a monster, then like with Ecclesia you can use it. Or if you draw like 2 Ecclesia plus, let's say, Magistus, Master, Endymion, well, you're actually really Endymion the Magistus of Mastery. Okay, whatever. You can actually end on Bahamut Toad with Ecclesia that searches Fleur de Lis or Dragma Punishment, so pretty damn disgusting. And my combos were actually pretty nice for this Magistus deck. In case you haven't watched, make sure you do. It's, well, I mean, one of my most recently uploaded videos on my channel, so you shouldn't really be missing it. But yeah, so first things first, I'm playing 2 Fleur de Lis. I think it's correct when you're not playing Maximus, so I wouldn't really play Maximus. It would just make your deck more, I don't know, vulnerable to your opponent's extra deck. Literally, honestly, yeah, you actually lose to your opponent's extra deck when you play Maximus. Like, yeah, sure, it makes you plus a lot, but to a pretty expensive cost, you know? But yeah. One Crowley, which really looks like Alistair, so it's kind of sketch calling it Crowley, but yeah, it's pretty much an extender that can change its attribute, and because of that, it can become water, and this can search, well, technically, the Endymion guy doesn't really search, but it equips itself to, with any Magistus monster from your extra deck. So if you equip it with Artemis, it has an effect that as an equip spell, you can search one Magistus monster from your deck to your hand. Hard once per turn, unfortunately, so if you have a bunch, you can't just go search. That would have been like degenerate, and even I would play the deck like completely like 24/7, but yeah, obviously not. And this can search for Crowley. Now you can pitch a Spellcaster, summon it, and then change its attribute to water, make Bahamut Shark, and then make Toad. So pretty nice, honestly, not gonna lie. I play one Cendrillon, or I guess now the name is Riliona, Magistus of Ver, so Madame Ver, I guess. Pretty dumb name, but anyways. It searches for a Magistus spell or trap, I guess, from your deck to your hand when you normal or special summon it. But honestly, it's kind of bricky because it doesn't have an effect to equip itself with a Magistus card from your extra deck. So because of that, these two are one-ofs, and I don't like them that much, shockingly. I think they are honestly bricky because I tested this deck quite a lot. Even before making my testing video, I was just drawing hands against myself just to see, okay, is this deck at least consistent? Can I save myself from drawing like dead draws and stuff like that? And I realized that as soon as I cut them to 1, my deck was just doing like a better job. So yeah, and it also has another effect where you can return while you're banished level 4 lower spellcaster monster to your graveyard. The only moment where this matters is when you use the graveyard effect of Crowley to equip a Magistus monster from your graveyard to a Magistus monster you control. So once again, doesn't really come up that often, but it can come up, so don't really sleep on that too much. The second effect of Cendrillon is not that bad. But yeah, and once again, it has the exact same graveyard effect as Crowley, you know. 3 Zoroa, I think that's the Necros monster, the fire, huh? Yeah, because they're all like something that had lore with. Wait, hold on, I don't think so. Wait, this is Prophecy / Invoked. This is Witchcrafter. This is obviously Endymion. I actually have no idea what this is. Pretty stupid. Anyways, it actually has a really good effect. So these two have a very similar. They have an effect in common where they can equip themselves with a Magistus monster. I already explained that. But also, when this is equipped with a Magistus monster, you can revive back, or I guess special summon, also from your hand or graveyard, a level 4 spellcaster monster. So you can summon Ecclesia. It has its effect negated, sadly. So if you summon Cendrillon, it doesn't actually get the search effect. I think that's kind of a bummer. It shouldn't have negated the effect, but at the same time, it would have been kind of broken if you just looped Cendrillon over and over and over again. But Ecclesia is nice, I guess. The fact that you can special summon and not use its effect. So if you have a second copy, you can special summon it for real, and then this time use its effect, because you gotta remember that the time you use its effect, then it's where you actually get locked from your extra deck. But if you just special summon without using its effect, you're fine. So yeah, and yeah, it's just a really good card at making rank 4. Can make Trapeze Magician into very swift OTKs. I like this card a lot, to be honest. And this one, the thing that it does better than Zora is that it's a water, so it makes Bahamut Shark, but also it has another effect where you can destroy like a monster that is equipped to it to draw 1 card, but then you have to put back 1 card from your hand onto the bottom of the deck. So if you break, it can definitely help, because honestly you don't really need the card that you equip it with most of the time. You can just make a rank 4 with this and like Crowley that you search off of Artemis, so it's really not that bad. And yeah, 3 Ecclesia, obviously I'm playing 3 Nadir as well. A lot of hand traps, so this is the really cool part about this deck, is that you can just splash a bunch of utility cards and you'll be fine. So 3 Ash, 2 Ogre, 2 Bell. You can also play the other kind of baby Veiler, which is Moonlit, Chill, whatever, I don't care, Ghost Autumn, whatever, something. Ghost Bell gives you just a bit more variety in the cards that it can cover, because otherwise it would just be like, oh, I'm playing 8 Veilers in my deck. I don't know, I'd rather play like 3 Veiler, 3 Called by the Grave, 3 Infinite, and then 2 cards that can even negate Called by the Grave, actually, speaking of the devil. But yeah, I don't know, this to me makes sense. And I'm also playing just a very, very small Spellbook Package, so 1 Blue Boy, 2 Knowledge, and 2 Secrets. You can actually just send the Spellbook cards from your hand to the field in case you draw them. So if you want to use your normal summoning on something else and not use Blue Boy as your normal summon, definitely works as well. But you would need like Knowledge or Secrets with another card, which is kind of like the only problem I can think of. But apart from that, I think this ratio is pretty good. And you can even play Crowley in your extra deck, so pretty much every monster is a spellcaster. Even freaking Veiler is a spellcaster. So even Celine, to a certain extent, could kind of be nice, but I didn't really have the extra deck space for Celine and Access Code, and it's really hard to get there, to be fair, so yeah. 1 invocation, not the invocation that you're used to, but Magistus invocation. So basically it's a polymerization, but using at least 1 spellcaster you control. And if you're trying to make a Magistus monster, well, you can also use your monsters that are equipped. So your Magistus monsters equipped as the fusion materials, which is really, really fantastic. So these 2 guys are 1 card full materials because they equip themselves with the Lingua, and you search, and then you go invocation fuse for this fusion guy, which is a permanent change of heart during your opponent's turn, during the main phase as a quick effect, so even during your own turn, which is nice. And also the monster that you steal gains 1000 attack, but it cannot activate its effect. The continuous effects, though, are still valid, so if you're stealing like a Thunder Dragon Colossus, which obviously shouldn't be the case right now because the card is kind of banned, if you're trying to understand what I'm saying, but you know, the continuous effects are there, so pretty scary. And then 1 Magistus Theurgy, okay. It has just 1 effect, but with kind of like an extension in case you have like a huge trinity of card in your graveyard, but that's just very irrelevant and honestly kind of underwhelming. But essentially, you target a Magistus monster you control and equip it with a Magistus monster from your extra deck. So, you know, it's the same effect that these guys have. Oh, it has to be, sorry. You gotta, like, yeah, you can also equip like a monster from your graveyard to it, and this is why it mentions it can't be a level 4 monster. So yeah, just gotta keep that in mind. Anyways, Upstart with a Cyclone and Called by the Grave. Now you might be like, why are you playing the random one of Cosmic Cyclone? It's just so I don't lose to Mystic Mine on a game 1. That's it, that's all, honestly. It's better to play a 1 of Cyclone than play like a 1 of Twin or MST, because at least Cyclone plays around the possibility of your opponent having Field Barrier alongside Mystic Mine. So if you have just an MST, then you kind of feel dumb in case they have it. So it's just a little bit of theory for you. Anyways, Called by the Grave with triple Disciple of Nadir, of course, and 3 Infinite, 1 Dragma Punishment. The extra deck I'm just gonna go real quick because of most of this you guys already know. So Titanic Lad, of course, the Magistus, AUS, okay, sure. I didn't even know their names and I don't really care. I'll re-explain the effect of this card. Entis, because you're playing Punishment. Magistus Varfram, the Divinity Dragon. It has an interesting effect while it's equipped, and even like as a monster it's synchro summoned when it's destroyed on the field, but only while it was synchro summoned. You destroy every face-up card your opponent controls, only face-up, and if a monster you control that is equipped by this card, with this card, sorry, battles, it's destroys the monster your opponent controls at the start of the damage step, so it's kind of like a better Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, and I believe it is not once per turn, so they can never jump over your monster by battle, which is crazy. Wind Pegasus at Ignister, Bahamut Shark, Chappie's Magician. I love this card so much. It actually creates OTKs out of nowhere. Baguska with this. This is kind of like an Archfiend eccentric for your deck. So if you want the utility of being able to pop spells and traps, well, this actually offers it to you. So it's just like a toolboxy deck, which I like. Dweller Double Toad because, you know, Bahamut summons up to 2 Toads. And then, of course, Crowley with double Artemis, so pretty nice. And I don't really have idea section or whatever, so yeah, that's basically that's basically it for this deck profile of Magistus. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.